Alright, well, welcome back to the channel. I am Kevin.
And I'm Starsha.
And I am your empowerment coach here, empowering you to live, to love, and to be. For this video, which is centered around one of our favorite shows, Ready to Love, I'm joined by my amazing wife, Tarsha, as we dig into the recap and review of episode 3.
Yes.
Go ahead and hit it off.
Well, we're right after the meet and greet. And so
First chop it up. First chopping block, I should say.
Right. So, they're getting together the following day and everybody like, all right, let's figure this out. And then obviously the two contestants that didn't have to leave,
Got by the skin of their teeth.
Yes, it's a little awkward, but they're trying to figure it out and stay in the game.
Yeah. So, I mean, just to catch you up, you got Simone, who was in the bottom for the female, for the ladies, and Raymond, who was in the bottom for the men. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And just to recap their issues, Simone basically came off, some of her conversation was just wrong.
Yeah.
Shout out to the folks that in the comments pointed out that, yes, Simone's comment to David was a little off. It probably should have been left best to not have been said.
You made David feel like he just went out just trying to get some out in a foreign country.
So, shout out to that. And then Raymond's got 5 kids. He's on who's the oldest one, and he's got 5 kids.
He got 5 kids, a musician.
Mm-hmm.
He's been doing his thing, and so he's trying to put himself out there. He wants to stay and getting ready for love.
Yeah. So in this episode, they kind of, they're picking up after that. So
Sure.
It's the next day. Everybody's kind of hanging out. Looks like breakfast, brunch, what have you.
Yeah, playing a little pool.
Little different things. One of the things that I found hilarious was when Uncle Tommy, or Nephew Tommy, call him Uncle Tommy, Nephew Tommy, pointed out that Denise looked like Aunt Viv.
Yes.
From the Fresh Prince.
And she did.
She does look like the original Aunt Viv.
Right. The very milk chocolate, thin, chiseled face.
Mm-hmm.
She does look like Aunt Viv for the Fresh Prince. I was like, oh my God.
So yeah.
So yeah.
All right.
That was funny.
That was hilarious.
I like Tommy.
So, all right, but this episode is Ladies' Choice.
Yes, we go first.
So, yeah, ladies first. But that means 2 brothers are going home.
Home.
The whole thing is trying to watch and see who's hooking up, who's kind of connecting, which emerging couples we might see.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side of that, saying who's not really making connections, because this whole thing is about who can make connections, who can find their love, because they're ready to love, right?
They're ready to love.
So, first one was KG and Naya.
Yes.
Chris,
the radio host.
Right, the fuchsia suit brother, right?
That's all you're going to remember him by.
He's going to remember
that one suit he wore that first day.
Well, I mean, if you look at
the shirtless brother.
Well, if you look at him throughout the rest of the episode, or at least today's episode, he has a very eclectic taste in clothing.
He likes to be seen.
Yeah, he got a short set that I don't think I've seen since
Atlanta, right? This is Atlanta, right?
No, it's Houston.
Houston. My bad.
Might be about to say.
My bad. I mean, like those little suit sets, short sets. That's in.
Now, if him and Naya start wearing matching suit sets, short sets, it's a wrap, right?
It's better too, right?
But what's good about them, Naya, if you remember, Naya was the one who, in her story. Yeah,
she owns the salon. Mm-hmm. She's the salon owner. But she had several miscarriages. Yep. So, but she's the one that wants to stay home and have the traditional role.
She said that's what she's dreamed about. Yeah, that's what she, as a kid, all thought about.
Yeah.
But, for her, having kids is a huge thing. That's I think, part of her motivator is that she wants to find someone she's really ready to have kids, be in a committed relationship.
Sounds like he's ready. He said his clock is ticking.
Right.
Men have clocks. I'm just going to say this. Men, when they're ready to say, I want to have kids, they're ready to have kids.
But it worked out for us. Because listen.
I was can I get to know you? Do I want to stay married to you first?
We've been married over 20 years. But we are what, 6 months away from our youngest being out of high school. So it worked out perfectly.
I want to be done. I want to be finished. We got to get started.
Listen, trust the male clock too, right? All right. So that was there. Now, what other couples did you kind of see that you were like?
Well, what I thought was fun that we didn't mention, just to kind of say some things that people didn't catch on to. So they're at the table, you know, Brian's at the table,
Mm-hmm.
and a couple of the other ladies, and they're talking about being celibate. So Dave was like actually like celibate, like you never slipped up, like nothing happened, because he was saying that he was going on 40 days.
Yeah.
You know, that he's really ready for love, trying to prepare himself, because when he gets married, he's like, look, I'm only going to have one chick.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to kind of prepare myself that I'm letting go of all my past, my thing that I love to do. You know, he was saying he was a hunter, so he was getting him some. But so I thought that was pretty interesting as they were having those conversations. Let's talk about David.
So if you go back to some of our previous, actually go back to the casting one that we did.
Yes.
I thought David, my first initial impression of David was that David probably wasn't going to stick around long.
Right.
Because David,
he just seemed like
he's introvert. He seemed like a really nice guy, what have you.
Right.
David, though, he's really defensive on this.
My gosh. On this one, he's just like, you know what? He's talking to women. He was like, well, I was trying to talk to you. You act like you want to really talk to me. But okay, we're going to work something out. And we just like, just slow down.
Yeah. I mean, it was like he was just cruising along. And then he was just like, look, I'm just going to take it all the way there. Like, he put his hand in the face of one of the young ladies.
Right. Well, they were sitting close together.
True.
And I think, it was inappropriate for you to kind of like, if we're close, you don't need to be putting your finger on my face. And obviously, I don't know you.
Right.
So I'm going to automatically like, hey, you need to calm down.
Right.
So.
Well, because I've also seen you get defensive with someone else. Now, when you do that to me, now I'm thinking that this is just how you operate.
Right.
This is the way you move.
This is how, so David needs to calm down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jay's doing a little flirting with Joy, though, you know.
I think Jay and Joy are a couple that look like they could be, but Jay without Joy, I think he's trying too hard.
You think he's trying too hard?
I think Jay is that brother who's trying to say the stuff to come off like, hey, and it's like, dude, relax. I think he's trying a little too hard, but we'll see.
We'll see if he calms down a little bit.
We'll see. And then what's the other one that
are we talking about Rasheed?
No, the other young lady that was at that table. There was Joy.
Oh.
There was Simone, and who was the other young lady that was at the table?
Man, I can't think of her name that comes off hand, because she's the one that has the 2 children, and she likes the big, strong men to be in her life. So she's the one with light skin, long hair.
Yes.
You know, full figured.
She's an interesting one. She's
a very, I call her just kind of very strong.
Okay, you gonna go that way.
Yeah.
We're gonna be nice. We're gonna keep it nice right now. We're gonna keep it cool. But I got some thoughts about, we'll see kind of how it goes along.
Yeah,
right? We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. But then you've got Adriana and Rasheed.
Yeah.
Which I'm thinking that they'll be. That's a couple that.
I mean, we haven't seen them. We hear there's a connection, but we haven't actually seen them talking together. We've seen the. Adriana and Rasheed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think because that's the couple that they went on a
date.
They're flirting.
Yes.
They went on a date.
Yes.
She ghosted him, but now it's like, okay, this could be time. Yeah. I'm thinking that could work. We'll see.
I think it's very superficial right now. It seems like when they're talking, you know, but he's one where they are like, hey, you might need to really make sure you're not coming off in your representative, but coming off as yourself.
So I mean, let's jump into talk about Rasheed, because I think Rasheed.
Well, okay, let's put it this way: when they're in the Tommy's
in the
tavern,
lounge,
right. We won't tell you who, but let us know in the comments when you figure out who it was. Makes a statement about Rasheed.
Yeah. Talking
about him being light-skinned and being a frat brother. And that's the definition of being a narcissist.
Right.
So we feel like this person may be coming off on their feelings.
No, she's straight in her feelings. She thinks she might be coming off. No, she's straight in her feelings. She hasn't healed from the trauma
of the past. Correct.
And so anyone that reminds her of what she was in,
Right.
now all of a sudden catches
that
the
past
wrath and catches
person.
that. So
Right.
she's saying she might be no. This person, let us know who we're talking about.
But again, I know they be cutting films, so you don't know what may have been said, but I hear what you're saying. You're right.
I pegged this person from the beginning. She got All right.
So we'll see what happens.
She is projecting too hard.
And we got to talk real quick about Raymond and how he feels about marriage.
Yeah.
So he's ready to love, but marriage is just a piece of paper?
Yeah.
What is that?
So I think
he's hurt. I think he's past.
I don't know that he's hurt as much as I think that it's just in his nature, traveling around doing all of these things. He's not really ready to commit as far as what we would think of as far as covenant long term.
Mm-hmm.
He's ready for love. He's ready for somebody to be in his space and for that next relationship that he can be committed to and feel like this is the one. But he doesn't want to define it as marriage, which to me is the way I view that is that if I'm not ready to looking for that type of a commitment, then I'm always looking for or approaching it that I can exit whenever I feel the need to. Just like if I'm on the road, I can exit as soon as I need to, or as soon as the money's not there. So I think that Raymond, I think that he's going to have problems, not just on the show, but he's going to have problems in life if, finding someone and saying he's ready for love. Because when I hear that, I'm thinking that, that means you're ready to settle down, you're ready to get married, you're ready for covenant, you're ready for all those things.
Not always, but...
Not immediately.
Not immediately
that's what it would lead
always.
To.
But you have to realize all these people on this show, they're saying they're really ready for marriage, is what they're indicating. And some of them hadn't had any kids.
Right.
So with that group of people, he wasn't going to really, I believe.
And that was the other thing he said. He's like, he's done with kids. Right. But if the person that he's connecting with, if they want children, he's willing to do that.
He can produce it. He got proof.
Yeah.
He got proof he can produce.
He ain't got no blanks.
At 52.
He got no blanks. Straight shooter.
Straight shooter. All right.
So, but I think that's going to be. So, let's talk about who's gone.
No, we should save it.
Save it?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So, we'll save it. So
we'll save it. Then next week.
We'll talk about who left. But let us know who, because next week is going to be the women.
Yes.
And I have a prediction of who I think.
Oh, you predicting?
I have a prediction on who I think may not be there.
Okay, but you don't know her name.
No, I do know the two names.
Okay,
there's one of two. So I think that Diane might.
Oh, you think Diane might? I think
Diane might be gone.
Okay.
And or Shay. Shay is the one who I don't see her connecting with anyone.
Okay.
So I just think that she the homegirl that's hanging around and is cool.
Just having a good old time at the resort.
She
got a lot of bodies to look at, a lot of nice men to look at. But
room service when she wants it, go to the pool, hang out. But I don't see her making any connections. Okay. So we'll see if Shay is still around after next week. Okay. But let us know in the comments what you think. Let us know if we missed something. There's something that we missed that you want us to talk about that we overlooked. But ready to love again. Every week we're here. Thanks for stopping by.
Yep.
Anything else?
No.
All right.
See you next week.
See you all next week.
Subscribe.
Hit subscribe. Hit that like.